Justin?
Okay, going to call the meeting of the Schaumburg Village Board to order for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. I ask that if you have any cell phones or other electronic devices that make noise, please turn those off so that we can conduct the meeting in quiet. Will the clerk please call the order or call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Present.
Trustee Clare.
Present.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Dunham.
Present.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Bishke.
Present.
President Daly.
Present. All present and accounted for this evening. Thank you. I'd like to ask Trustee Dunham, maybe
Yes.
would you mind?
Sure.
If, leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please rise.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Next item is the approval of minutes from April 9th, 2024. Any questions, comments?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is the approval of the April 9th, 2024 executive session minutes. Any questions, comments?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Approval of expenditures. You have expenditures in the amount of $4,414,665.00.
Move to approve the expenditures as presented. Second.
Okay. Motion and a second to approve the expenditures as listed. Will the clerk please call the roll? Thank you.
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bishke.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Excuse me, motion carries. Thank you very much. Liquor license request. We have a request from Mr. Kevin Litneys, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, okay, please come forward for a one Class F1 liquor license for a game show battle rooms. You have to tell us what this is about, of course. Located at 608 East Golf Road. It's a new license. So, give us your name and address for the record, and then let us know what you're up to here.
Okay. I'm Kevin Letness, as he mentioned, and we are looking to open a new location. We currently have 11 locations, kind of all over the country, and one actually down by Oak Brook, Lombard area, actually opened up this last fall. We were looking to go into 608 East Golf Road. So it's kind of a retail center here just up the road. And yeah, so at all of our 11 locations, we have a liquor license typically to serve just canned beverages out of a cooler before our events. So we do live game show events. So people come in and they're like the contestants on a game show kind of experience. So usually book it in advance, a week to 12 months in advance, get a group of people together. It's a private kind of event, and so we'll put on kind of our own version of a live game show experience with live game show hosts, producer, tech person, kind of running all the lights. So typically what we do is before they go into their show, we kind of like a movie theater type, you offer them to sell a beverage before their show. So that's kind of the gist of how our business works, I guess. But yeah, so we're seeking either a beer and wine or liquor license to serve canned beverages out of a cooler before events. Yeah.
Okay, questions, comments? Interesting. Trustee Madej.
Serving food?
So yeah, we've been talking with Magdalena about that and just kind of the requirements on food. Every municipality is different in terms of where we're at, and so we don't tend to serve full food like a restaurant, but we will kind of figure out some sort of food offerings for guests if that requirement is there. So I've submitted a kind of a temporary menu for some things that we could provide in terms of some sandwiches, snacks, things of those natures. So, but yeah, that's something we certainly have done in the past and can do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Trustee Dunham.
Who's in charge of the beer and wine at your establishment?
So we have a general manager at each location that's kind of overseeing the ordering, the inventory, and all of the kind of the management of that. And then all of our staff is trained Bassett, will be Bassett trained like they are in Lombard. Kind of went through a similar process in the Lombard hearing in. So they'll all be Bassett trained and able to serve.
So it's behind a.
Just a counter, yep. Just kind of a iPad POS system with the counter. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Okay, well, you've already talked to Magdalena, who is in the mayor's office, which is also serves as the liquor commissioner's office upstairs. So from here, you can visit that office during normal business hours, starting tomorrow. Complete any of the paperwork, pay a fee. There's a background check, and then assuming all that goes through well, then a liquor license will be issued.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome to stay, or you can leave
All right.
for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right, we have a consent agenda. The consent agenda will be read in its entirety, voted on one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda to discuss further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda in one motion to approve. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, proclamations. A, Building Safety Month, May 2024. B, Historic Preservation Month, May 2024. C, Monarch Conservation Month, May 2024. 2, Engineering and Public Works Committee. A, the motion would be to approve participation in the Energy Efficient Conservation Block Grant Program and to utilize program funds for replacement of air conditioning units at the Engineering and Public Works server room. B, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the corrugated metal pipe, CMP, condition assessment and rehabilitation program with BLA Inc. of Itasca, Illinois in the amount of $55,545 for fiscal year 23-24 and fiscal year 24-25 and approve the required resolution. C, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for fiscal year 24-25, 90 North Schaumburg TIF Project Management Services with Chastain and Associates LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, in the amount of $183,000 and approve the required resolution. D, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for supplemental engineering services for the Engineering and Public Works Transportation Departments with Chastain and Associates LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $375,000, and approve the required resolution. E, the motion would be to award a bid for the 2024 Street Improvement Program, contract number 2, to the lowest possible bidder, Builders Paving LLC of Hillside, Illinois, in the amount of $6,588,000. F, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the fiscal year 24-25 annual street improvement program, contract number 1, phase 2 and phase 3, professional engineering services with Engineering Enterprises, Inc. of Sugar Grove, Illinois, in the amount of $435,363 and approve the required resolution. G, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for fiscal year 24-25 annual street improvement program, contract number 2, phase 2 and phase 3 professional engineering services with Chastain and Associates LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, in the amount of $632,970 and approve the required resolution. H, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Choice Partners Cooperative Contract and award the ComEd dual feed electrical supply switch replacement at Station 20 and 21 to Bear Construction Company of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, in the total amount of $767,259.56. I, the motion would be to approve the contract renewals for the overhead door maintenance with United Door and Dock LLC of Glendale Heights, Illinois, for 3 optional 1-year extensions, fiscal year 24-25, fiscal year 25-26, fiscal year 26-27, not to exceed the approved budget. J, the motion would be to authorize participation in the National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance contract and award the vehicle maintenance facility Bay 5 modifications to H, Passion of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $56,679.78. K, the motion would be to award the bid for Fire Station 54 bathroom remodel project to G. Fisher Commercial Construction, Inc. of Montgomery, Illinois, in the amount of $394,500. L, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Choice Partners cooperative contract and award the masonry repair work at Fire Station 51 to Bear Construction Company of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, in the amount of $61,437.74. M, the motion would be to direct staff to proceed with Phase 2C of the Atcher Municipal Center and Public Safety Building. N, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for the design of a new police facility with Williams Architects of Itasca, Illinois, in the amount of $3,735,000 and approve the required resolution. O, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for the design of a new village hall facility with Williams Architects of Itasca, Illinois, in the total amount of $1,826,000 and approve the required resolution. P, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for construction management services with Camasy Incorporated of Zion, Illinois, in the amount of $157,104 and approve the required resolution. Number 3, Finance, Legal, Administrative, and General Government. A, the motion would be to approve the Finance Department monthly report for March 2024. B, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending the municipal code to provide for revised water and sewer rates, Title III, Chapter 41, Section 41.01A, fee schedule. C, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 41, Section A, general fees of the fee schedule, various cultural services rates effective May 1st, 2024 and September 1st, 2024. D, the motion would be to approve a resolution approving the adjusted pay ranges for non-union employees effective May 1st, 2024. E, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve renewal of Microsoft Azure licensing subscription and issue a pay-down purchase to order Microsoft Corporation pay-down purchase order to Microsoft Corporation of Redmond, Washington, in the amount of $120,000. F, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve a resolution authorizing the village manager to execute a 3-year contract with Environmental Systems Research Institute, Inc., ESRI, of Redlands, California, for a term of 3 years with a total cost of $193,725 and to issue purchase order for a 1-year contract in an amount not to exceed $64,425 and approve the required resolution. G, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve the sole source subscription for Microsoft O365 licensing from Liftoff LLC of Crofton, Maryland, in the amount of $118,000. H, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance authorizing a reservation of village's tax-exempt private activity bonding authority to the town of Normal for the Assist Homeownership Program. I, the motion would be to approve a resolution authorizing a Class 7C tax incentive for 780 West Gulf Road. J, the motion would be to approve a resolution authorizing a Class B renewal tax incentive for UMW Inc. located at 601 to 605 and 608 Mount Avenue. K, the motion would be to extend the agreement with Thompson Weir LLC of Springfield, Illinois for legislative consulting services for fiscal year 24-25. 4, Committee of the Whole. The motion would be to adopt the fiscal year 24-25 budget. 5, Public Safety Committee. The motion would be to approve awarding a contract to JG Uniform of Chicago, Illinois for police uniform and equipment through April 30th, 2025 in an amount not to exceed the approved budget. B, the motion would be to award a contract to Scientel Solutions LLC of Aurora, Illinois for the purchase and installation of automatic license plate readers and aerial cameras for the real-time information center expansion in the amount of $178,172.05. C, the motion would be to approve the Bowman's request for 22 fireworks dates for the 2024 season. 6, Planning, Building, and Development Committee. A, the motion would be to award the bid for 90 North Park Irrigation Project to Central Lawn Sprinklers of Elk Grove Village, Illinois, in an amount of $940,760. 7, Zoning Board of Appeals. A, the motion would be to approve an amendment to Municipal Code, Title 15, Chapter 154, Zoning, pertaining to community, cultural, and recreational centers. B, the motion would be to approve a special use for a trade school rezoned from MP to M1, variation to allow outdoor training operations, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for BDJ Training Academy, Inc., 1200 Tower Road. 8, resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-030, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the corrugated metal pipe CMP condition assessment and rehabilitation program with BLA Inc. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-031, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the fiscal year 24-25 90 North TIF Project Management Services with Chastain and Associates, LLC. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-032, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for supplemental engineering services for the Engineering and Public Works and Transportation Departments with Chastain and Associates, LLC. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-033, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for fiscal year 24-25 annual street improvement program, contract number 1, phase 2 and phase 3, professional engineering services with Engineering Enterprises, Inc. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-034, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the fiscal year 24-25 annual street improvement program, contract number 2, phase 2 and 3, professional engineering services with Chastain and Associates, LLC. F, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-035, authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement for the design of a new police facility with Williams Architects. G, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-036, authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement for the design of a new village hall facility with Williams Architects. H, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-037, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for construction management services with Camosi Incorporated. I, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-038, setting forth the official pay plan for non-union employees of the Village of Schaumburg for fiscal year 2024 to 2025. J, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-039, authorizing village manager to execute an agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and Environmental Systems Research Institute, Inc., ESRI, for GIS software licensing 24 through 27. K, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-040, approving and authorizing a 7C classification for 780 West Gulf Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, J. Patel. L, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-041, approving and authorizing the renewal of a 6B classification for 601 through 605 and 608 Lunt Avenue, Schaumburg, Illinois, UMW, Inc. M, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-042, approving the purchase orders and terms and conditions between the Village of Schaumburg and Scientel, LLC for the installation and maintenance and use of automatic license plate readers and aerial camera systems. N, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-24-043, authorizing the village manager to execute a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150, 2023 through 2026. 9, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-022, amending Title 15, Chapter 154, zoning of the Schaumburg Village Code regarding community, cultural, and recreational centers. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-023, granting a special use for a trade school rezoned from MP to M1, variation to allow outdoor training operations, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for BDJ Training Academy, Inc., 1200 Tower Road. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-024, amending the Municipal Code for Revised Water and Sewer Rates, Title 3, Chapter 41, Section 41.01A fee schedule. D, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-025, amending Title 3, Chapter 41 fee schedule, Section A, general fees, cultural services rates. E, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-026, adopting an annual budget for the Village of Schaumburg for the fiscal year commencing May 1st, 2024, and ending April 30th, 2025, in lieu of passage of an appropriate ordinance. F, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-027, approving the transfer of volume cap in connection with private activity bond issues and related matters. That concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda has been read.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Patel, I'm sorry. Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you. Committee reports, we have none for this evening. Comments from the public, an opportunity to speak before the village board. For matters pertinent towards the village board, we ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Please come forward, give us your name and address for the record. Okay, moving on. Council report.
The only thing I have, Mayor, is you know, on the agenda is a closed session, and to announce to the public that there very well may be action taken as listed in the agenda. We will not be adjourning from closed session, but we'll be returning to open session to adjourn.
Okay. And I had something, which I don't think I'm going to be able to find now. What happened to it? Oh, I know what it was. Tree City. I don't have it with me, though. But I will tell you that we were approved for Tree City USA. Oh, well, next time. I think you all got it in the email. But,
We did.
that's all. Manager's report?
I have no report tonight.
No report. New business? None listed. Oh. Ordinance. Oh, that will be after executive session, I guess, right? Is that correct?
No,
Why?
the annexation ordinance,
Oh,
I'm not quite sure why that wasn't part of the consent agenda, but it's not.
okay.
So that would be it would be appropriate for there to be a motion to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 24-028, annexing certain real property into the Village of Schaumburg pursuant to 65 ILCS 57-1-8. It's a voluntary annexation procedure.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, unfinished business, we have none listed. Trustee comments and mentions. Going once, going twice. Okay. Somebody look for a motion to adjourn into executive session in accordance with Section 2, subsection C5 of the Open Meetings Act, land acquisition for the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired, and there is a good chance that we will be coming back and reconvening afterwards.
So moved. Second.
So a motion and a second. Need roll call?
Yes.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. So we are adjourned regular session and going to move into executive session. So all those that are not part of the executive session, we will ask you if you might